Hello. Om Swastiastu, as we say here in Bali. Welcome. Welcome to my Instagram page. Welcome to this weekly tarot reading live. And as it says in the title of this live, this one is a special for a new moon. So this new moon is special in many ways because one of the major things that is happening now is that in the Chinese calendar we are switching from the year of the dragon into a year of a snake, and we have the new moon, which is, the new moon is the black moon, which means basically zero, let's say, so zero, there is nothing, there is nothingness. So this symbol means going within, slowing down, and making space for the new that starts to grow in its pace, in its phases, like the moon goes. And it's not really important, you don't need to believe in anything, or like the priestesses or the Chinese astrology or anything, but you can just feel what you feel and know what you know. And the fact is that the moon is that astrological element in the sky that impacts all the waters on earth. And what is 80% of our bodies? It's water. What is our emotional energy? It's water. So let us dive into this elemental wisdom, and let us dive a little bit into what the tarot cards might have said to you in this moment. In this moment where the moon is new and where the Chinese calendar year is actually changing from dragon to snake. As for the new moon, there is one more thing. I don't know why I feel it important to say at this point, but for some reason I do. And as I said, this tarot reading is a new moon special because we do have that new moon, that black moon, and I find that symbol incredibly powerful because you have to have the nothingness and silence in order to create, to have the space. Because as humans and as the creatures who are social, who are outgoing, we are so used to offering our minds and our bodies and our hearts even some kind of entertainment all the time, or being in action or in interaction with something or somebody, which is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. That's why we embody here to live fully. However, in order to really live fully and not distract but really fully engage in whatever we do, we need to have that emptiness as well. So the important thing that I feel for some reason to say about the new moon right now in the beginning of this reading is that in the old days, back in the very old days, women used to bleed at the same time, and that time was at the new moon, because there was no electricity, there was no entertainment of that kind that I'm talking about right now. So how people lived in those communities was so much in tune with nature, and our bodies natural rhythms were so much in tune with nature. And we still have that cycle as women. That 21-day cycle that we have is precisely the cycle that moon passes every single month. So when we move in our moon, we move through the phases as well. We have the new moon phase, which is our menstruation. We have our spring phase, we call it according to seasons, when the moon starts to grow. We have our summer phase, our ovulation time. Again, the moon is full. We have our autumn phase, when and the moon shrinks at that time. And we move into the other side of that's the luteal phase, and we move into the other side of that, and we found ourselves back to the black moon, and it's an endless cycle. So we still have that cycle, but we are not so in tune anymore as we were as women in the old days, where literally there was the tradition of the red tent. So women were, they were in service, they were cooking, they were doing their things. Like the life in the communities was very simple, yet very structured. Everybody had their duties. But when the new moon time came and women were bleeding together, they went into the red tent, they had sweets with them, honey bread and honey cakes and all the kinds of nourishment. And it was a sacred space, no man and no one was allowed to enter. So women were left alone in this sacred time to rest, to digest, to be in peace, to have that softness and blackness to come out and start to create again. Because those women, they were also giving birth, right? Back then women were giving birth also much more than now. So yeah, it's a beautiful time. And having said that, let us tune straight into the cards. For once again, I say it almost in the beginning of every reading. And by the way, hello to everybody who you are live with me right now. I'm so grateful for that. And also hello everybody who you will watch the replay. And just know that if you will be watching replay, if you are not here at this moment, then the energy will still be there. So you do exactly the same. You pick the deck, you get your message, you tune in with yourself. So yeah, anytime, anywhere, the channel, the portal is open right now. So where was I? I lost myself like in the black moon, right? All right, so oh yeah, the tarot. In the beginning of every reading, I say that tarot is the language of the universe. It's the mandala of the soul. It's not a random oracle deck, okay? It's an ancient system. It's an ancient tradition. It has roots. It has energy. It has deep, deep wisdom. If you are a psychologist, you have maybe heard about archetypes, about archetypal energies. You know maybe something about the journey of the soul. Well, tarot is about that. If you're in the shamanic tradition, you definitely know about working with the elements. Please, tarot is about that. You are sociologists, you know about the classes in the society, for example, or historian from the medieval times. Please, tarot is here. Representing this kind of characteristics, this kind of energies within us. And cycles as well, because I was just talking about the moon cycles, but the tarot is also containing cycles. So not going too deep into the theory of tarot or into the history of tarot, which you can obviously see I'm passionate about, but let's without further ado delve into the new moon message for you. All right? Yeah. So wherever you are, whenever you watch this, let us meet in this eternal moment. And in this eternal moment, I invite you for a short blink of time to take a breath. Maybe even a few breaths. Do what you need to do. And just slow down. like the new moon. It's the time of blackness. It's the time to be slow. So slow down, come into that moment. Nothing to do, nothing to achieve, nothing to expect. Open yourself to the emptiness, to the nothingness, like it is right now with the moon. And when you do that, breathing in, if you want, close your eyes for a moment, really feel into yourself, to take your attention from the out to in. And in that place, opening yourself up to your own space, to your own nothingness, to your own peace. Just allow your heart and allow your soul to call in a message for you. A message through the tarot cards from your soul, from the universe. So you see the 3 decks in front of me, and nothing to think about, just based on your intuition, your feeling, what your gut says, what your heart says, what your higher intuition says, whatever is guiding you at the moment. Just listen to that, trust your impulse, and choose one of them. So I will also show you them one by one, so it would be even better to feel and make a choice. So this one will be deck number 1 today. So number 1. This is number 2. And this is number 3. Choose one, and I start. So I start. Ooh, this one wants to speak, obviously. I start with the first one. And while I'm connecting to this deck, I am connecting to you, who you are asking the message from this one. When I was shoveling this deck, what came through me was relax, breathe, slow down. And this is the card that comes out for you. So this is the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords has a beautiful message for you, my darling. So whatever you feel stuck with, whatever you feel that there is no way out, I don't know how to move forward, I don't see where to go, and it seems that, metaphorically speaking, I'm standing on a little piece of land, and wherever I touch with my foot, I feel the water. And I can't see, like, this card is really, symbologically, it really shows you this feeling on an image. So the feeling of not having a way, not having a way anywhere, not forward, not back, just feeling there is no solution. Now, again, this is a new moon special. What I feel like saying this time is again the same thing. Breathe deeply, relax, and with that, allow yourself not to know. Make peace with I don't know. Because you see, the mind is in its essence logical. It wants to understand, it wants to know, and then it feels that there is a way out or in or forward or back or whatever. The mind needs to know. It needs something to like hold on to. But this black moon, what it represents to us is the deep, deep, primordial feminine, the yin, not the yang, the yin. And this is complete not knowing. It is just a deep being. So you really need to allow yourself that deep being. And I would like to say deep rest. And when you do that, you allow yourself and you accept the reality of I don't know. You give yourself the time to rest. You give yourself the time to breathe. And I promise you, you will find out that the seemingly stuck situation is not really stuck by anything else, by obstacles that are created by your mind, and maybe not even the obstacles that are created by your mind. You don't even see the obstacles, because if you would see the obstacles, then the creative, amazing mind would go on resolving them. But it's literally like, like nothing. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to go. And it's just like, all obstacles, and you don't know where to start with. But if you embrace that I don't know, and you relax, then you notice that actually, when we go by that picture, this rope is not tightly tied. If you would just stop thinking and move your body a little bit and rest and move your hands, you see that this grip is actually loosening, which means that next step you can remove this one from your eyes. Because you put that on your eyes in a way in order to make peace with your mind, which was already going crazy and not finding solutions. So then you're like, ugh. And when you do that, you will notice that actually you are not standing in the middle of the water. There is plenty of land to walk on, plenty of space for you, plenty of ways to go. And then you might even take it a step further and not only accept the I don't know as a reality, but embrace it, value it. Because in that I don't know is a space for the new, for the ways that you haven't tried yet, for the ways that are not your habitual patterns, for the ways that allow you to move further and to see deeper, because your thoughts get you stuck because there is a deeper underlying cause for that. For example, if you are stuck in a relationship, let's say, or on a job, then yes, these are the thoughts that in this moment create your stuckness. But why those thoughts are here and why they do such harm to you in this moment, for that there are deeper beliefs and deeper thought patterns that you carry from earlier that are related to some experience, some deeply ingrained experience, going to the childhood, going to, maybe previous lives, wherever you are in your journey. But from here, you can move on, and it might be painful, and it might not be easy, but you move on to see. Okay? And if you move on to see, then please know that you will have enough resource and you will find the support if needed to deal with that. But also know that the nature of the mind is to fuck itself. Pardon my French. Is to fuck you and fuck itself all the time. So in a way you will see deeper, in a way it will be a lot of mind fuck because you're basically cruel to yourself. And the nature of the mind is also that it is fast. It is the element of air. It's like birds fly. They don't take long time. Once they are sitting on that palm tree, then they are there, and your mind is the same. So don't panic, do what's needed, and the main thing, breathe, relax, and allow yourself to accept the I don't know. You don't need to know, but you will find your way. Alrighty, number 2. Welcome everybody joining in right now. We are in the middle of the new moon special tarot reading. So this is deck number 1, this is deck number 2, this is deck number 3. Don't worry if you are jumping on board in the middle, you will have a replay on YouTube afterwards. And you will see the message of the number 1 too. Oftentimes it also happens that somehow all the 3 messages talk to you. And maybe one in particular resonates more, but like there is something in all of them. So that's perfectly normal as well. Trust yourself and pick up whatever is useful and supportive for you in this moment. Right. Number 2. There we go. So, the 2 of Wands. And for you, if you chose that deck, I also want to point out that this deck is special in that way that it's inspired by the ancient Egyptian symbology. So if you chose that one, and again, because this reading is a new moon special, and the new moon, I have talked about it from the beginning of this live, so that you, if you joined later, you see that in replay. But if I would again just bring one word that for me is related to the new moon time and that I haven't mentioned yet, it's depth. So it's going deep. It's that openness to go deep. And related to the message from this one, to go deep, you need to allow this I don't know. Because if you know everything all the time and you have that certainty, and I will put it in quotation marks because life is love, and love is not operating according to the rules of logic, and you are love and you are life, so you are meant to be a mystery. So this is one of the mysteries, the ancient Egypt. There is something in there. And maybe, just maybe, if you chose that deck, feel into that too. So, 2 of Wands. Now, we are talking about fire energy here. And what does the fire energy mean in your life? It means the creative energy. It means being passionate about what you do. It means going out with new inspiration and doing it, really from the heart. doing it based on your soul's calling, because this element of fire, it's a fine fire. It's the fire of the soul. Your soul is here to burn. And the new moon time, which calls the depth, which in a way is the opposite to burning, right? Well, in the depth, in the nothingness, there are all the elements. There is the fertile soil for all the seeds. So this card is telling you to continue. To continue your creative expression, to continue sharing your gifts, to continue allowing your passion and your heart fire to guide you. Now, but this is not a random movement, because this the Two of Wands, the key word of that card is direction, focus, because your fire, it's an infinite potential, right? And why I said continue is that you have already felt that potential, and you have tuned in or tapped in to that potential. And I'm talking about creation and going out maybe with new projects or whatever, or like, finding ways to express your creation. But I'm not talking only about that, it's universal, because in Tarot everything is related. Maybe for you, your fire of the heart, your passion is expressing in new ways in your relationships. Maybe it means that you express yourself more authentically, more honestly, without so much, thinking and weighing everything, but really being there. Now, whatever it is, however your creative potential, the fire of your soul and heart is expressing this week, this card, this new moon calls you to focus, to have your vision in place, because you have it. So trust this. Focus, direct your energy there, and don't be afraid that your huge limitless energy will get like restrained. No, it just needs a channel. It needs an outlet. We are living in the world of physical, material, emotional. We have all those energies and elements. The spirit is embodied like that. So find your way. You already have it. Have your vision, have your focus, have your direction. Trust it. Go for it. It will build up from there. And the fact that you go to some direction now, it doesn't mean that it's forever, because this energy, it keeps changing, and the directions can also change. But you need some focus and direction for now, because otherwise this potential that you feel, this creative fire burning, it will not go anywhere. It will not manifest in any way. Like, if I wouldn't be sitting here physically doing the reading at the moment, then I could be magically inspired by tarot and be an amazing tarot reader or storyteller or whatever, but you wouldn't see me. There wouldn't be no outlet. So it doesn't have to be too complicated. Sometimes we get also stuck because we feel that, I want to go out, but I don't have the perfect conditions yet. For going out I need this and I need that and I need more. No, just start with what you have. You have some vision, you have some direction, like the lives that I'm doing here right now. It's very simple. I come like once a week, I'm here, I'm doing it. Okay? And of course there is room for development, there is room for doing more, doing differently. I have my tarot course composed, but I need to take time. It needs to cook a little bit more. And it's waiting its time, but it doesn't stop me from doing what I can do already now in the same direction, right? So trust it, go for it, and see where it takes. Alrighty, number 3. Number 3. Tuning in with you guys. And just at that moment, someone started some kind of a construction work. Oh, those days in Bali, there is a lot of construction. So let's see if that somehow relates. Because construction as a symbol, again, note that I'm enjoying this noise right now behind me. I hope that doesn't interrupt my my speaking and my live, and you perceiving the messages. But at the same time, the construction as a symbol is a symbol of building, right? And the message for you is, don't build air castles. Don't build things that are not supportive, that are not really, like here we had the focus, we had the vision, we had the knowing, the directed energy. Now this one is telling you that there is so much. There is this is a really good, I didn't even look at the beach yet, but this is precisely what I just said. This guy is sitting on the beach, so it's sand castles, right? It's like doing the sand castles, and these are the singing bowls, right? So the singing bowls, all upside down, they are not making even, their sound or anything, but there are many of them, and they look cool, and there is a lot of, like, the snake is going around, and there is a lot of room for playing. And if you look really closely, then you see that there are those small ladders and masks and kind of a fairy tale-ish stuff in between them. So this card is telling you that you need to move on once again, and that moving on might feel counterintuitive for you, because you feel that there is, like, you are like in a candy shop or in the children's playground. There are, oh, should I take that? Should I take that? That is nice. That is nice. Oh, look what's there. And it's all emotionally entertaining. It feels nice. It feels good. But it's, in the way, as you see this guy also, he's like, okay, but so what shall I pick? So what is possible? And this is like, we want to feel emotionally good. We want to have pleasures. We want to have good relationships. We want to have fun. But at some point, the candies and cakes will be too much. There will be too much sweetness. And this is the element of cups. So this is emotions, this is pleasure, this is sensuality, sexuality. And it's really easy to get lost and to get like, you know, kind of addicted or stuck into something that gives you some kind of satisfaction, but at the same time you start feeling like hyper vexated, a bit like overwhelmed. It's like good, but it's not really anymore. Like it's a nice cake, but I think I've had already too much. I feel a bit like yeah, like this, something like this. And whatever I say, take it metaphorically, take it symbolically. You know, you apply it to your real life situation that is connected to your like emotional and relationship and pleasure realm. So for you, the moment has come to make choices again, and let go. Let go or move even deeper with something that you need to that you need to move even deeper with, in order to, as a next step, let go of what is no longer serving you. Let go of the kind of relationships, be it romantic, be it work, be it family, whatever, but the kind of relationships and relationship patterns and ways of looking for pleasure and satisfaction that actually deplete you and that are not really giving back in a longer term. So at the moment you are still feeling some reward, this adrenaline rush, or you know, but you also feel already that something is not quite right. So be ready to feel deeply what is serving you, what is not serving you, and you will find your strength, you will find your wisdom, and you will find your clarity to move out, to move on, and to say no. To say no so that you could say yes to yourself more deeply. Sometimes yes to yourself is no to something or someone. And don't be afraid that you are like losing your sources of satisfaction or something, or that your life will become emotionally empty. No, new moon again. You make space. You make space for the different. You make space for the new. So if you feel that confusion-y thing, then just know that congratulations, you have achieved a great capacity to feel all the kinds of pleasures, and life has given you a lot. Now the next step for you is to make your choices. So it's one phase that, oh my God, I have so little, give me more. And you find the capacity for more pleasure and more choice and more, you know, whatever. And then life is giving you a lot. And then the next step is not like, oh, give me, you know, I want to say yes, I want to receive. The next step is starting to say no as well. So this is for you, my dear. That's it from me today. Thank you. Each of the messages talk to me personally as well. So thank you that through you I could also talk to myself. And I have a little offer, which before coming live today, it came to me that I would like to offer that. You are so welcome. And this offer is for women and this is a special offer for the new moon. And because the new moon energy is timely limited, I mean, we can tap into that anytime, of course, but you know, going with how it is actually in the sky. The new moon offer lasts until the end of this week, so until Sunday this week. I don't know what date it is. you will check out. And the offer to women is that the personal tarot reading for you is 33% off. So its normal price is 150 euros, and it's 33% off until the end of this week. It doesn't mean that the reading itself has to happen this week, but it means that if you feel a calling in this new moon time, if you feel that connection to look within into something deeper, then you write to me and book your personal session, your personal reading. Yeah, and as for this week, I have one time on Friday to offer. So yeah, feel free to grab it, and we'll see you next week, next moons. Bye.